The name of our organization is Jitokeze Wamama Wafrika. The name, Jitokeze Wamama Wafrika, it comes out of the Swahili word that means unveil yourself, women of Africa. I think Jitokeze is such a unique organization because it's an organization that seeks to promote sustainable development and communities that are sustainable. A community that is able to promote social empowerment, economic empowerment, environmental restoration, as well as peace in the community. And so it's kind of like a holistic ministry. And we started the process of forming it in 2009, but we actually formed it in 2010. We started it as a way in order to be able to implement my vision, which is to empower women who have been impacted by droughts and conflicts that have been induced by climate change, because this is the reality of my home, as you know. We came up with the word Jitokeze as a way of expressing our faith in the ability of the people we would be serving, but we also saw how related it is to the butterfly. You know, our logo, we decided we're going to use the butterfly, and if you look at it, it's a cocoon that goes to emerge as with its wings open, flying, you know. And the reason we had that is because we saw that it's important for capacity to be strengthened, for the capacity of the women and the capacity of the land to be invested in. And with this investment, there will be transformation. But if you do not have faith that there's going to be transformation, you do not invest, you know. And if you do not have that kind of faith, you probably would wait for the problem, deal with the problem, and then at the root, there is still issues that keep surfacing. And so we also formed Jitokeze with the desire that the model would also be able to promote self-reliance and be able to deal with the problem of depending on food aid that the community had developed over years, you know. And so those are some of the reasons why we ended up forming Jitokeze, and it's kind of like why we also decided that our mission should be promoting self-reliance.
Some of them have gone a bit far.
From 7, imagine. It's been 8 months since, 9 months now since they got the loan, Chebet. So you tell me why you decided to support my work, Jitokeze Wamama Wafrika.
Okay, I have decided to support your work because of your determination of wanting to assist the poorest woman who is actually unable even to get $1 in a day to survive, to improve the quality of women, to get some women to get education, to make clothes, to support themselves. Our women here in West Pokot, they are very, very poor. And in fact, we are living in the remotest part of the country, whereby people just, they don't plant anything. Few plant maize, and when the maize is about here, the sun comes and makes everything dry. There is no rains, there's no water. Men here in West Pokot don't appreciate women. They don't even want them to go to school, first of all. A woman is born and then when she's big, she's circumcised, she goes to FGM, and then she goes to get married. That is the work of a woman. And then you are just praised throughout your life. But I decided to assist you, to assist you because me myself have assisted others, many. Like now I have about 8 orphans whom I am educating.
Do you think it's important for women like you in the community who understand poverty? You have gone through poverty and you have become, you have struggled, you have overcome, and now your business, it's stable. Do you think it's important to support women like the ones I'm supporting? For people who know what it's like to give back into,
In fact, that one, in fact, I'm very grateful about it because surely our women here need support. Need support a lot, a lot. Each and every woman is just support.
Yeah.
People cannot manage.
Yeah. So, Mama, thank you very much for supporting my vision, my work. Okay, thank you. Okay.
The vision of Jitokeze is to see a world where everybody has an equal opportunity to live a life in its fullness. That's our vision. And we recognize that in many ways in my community, women do not have that opportunity, and that's why we decided to focus in on them and work with them for that reason, with the purpose that we could empower them to build a food system that is sustainable. And not only that, to also be able to, to nurture a community that is able to deal with conflict and overcome the challenge of conflict, and at the same time deal with the challenge of environmental degradation and overcome that challenge. So in many ways, Jitokeze is an organization that was formed based on a faith on the capacity of the women we are working with, as well as the land that we are working on. So going to facilitate the women and the girls to get access to water, to harvest rainwater, as well as to construct a sand dam that would sequester water that come in through during times of floods, and that water can be kept to be used in irrigation, planting fruit trees and drought-resistant crops. And our job would be to facilitate them to get training on how to intercrop fruit trees and drought-resistant crops. And that's a method of farming called agroforestry. And then the other part of the ministry is to support women to start businesses of breeding chickens, and to start businesses of making school uniforms for sale in the local area. The girls are also going to get training and opportunity to kind of like see the connection between growing crops, how related that is to them being free from sexual oppression, and giving them an opportunity to produce their own food would keep them in the program that protects them from going through FGM, and eventually they would graduate high school and escape that period. So we intend to use the program to empower them to see that women's rights is very much related to the right to food. It's very much related to environmental rights. It's very much related to climate justice. So when you deal with the other, you're actually protecting the rights of women. We've been able to work with my friends and members of my church here in the US to form a group of people called the Friends of Jitokeze.